Hello dear lovely YouTubers, I hope you're all okay out there today. I have a lovely The Art of Mindfulness, Peace and Calm colouring book. Look at this, the ability to focus on the here and now is something that is forgotten in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Peace and Calm colouring will help you enjoy the present moment as you add colour to the beautiful patterns and designs found within. This little book has been given to me by one of my friends who knows that when I do my spirit writing I do doodling. So while I'm listening to, trying to connect to his spirit, I doodle. So now, instead of doodling, I'm going to be completing a little picture here. So that's lovely, isn't it? I'm looking at this little owl with the heart shape. I'm thinking about this owl. I just thought I'd show you that. Say thank you to my friend who may or may not be watching my little YouTube. Thank you ever so much. It's very kind of you to have thought of me with that lovely little book. It's going to help me do my spirit readings. Now, as we know, followers of my YouTube, we're working our way through the Archetypes, the guidebook by Krans. I'm going to read this card and then I'm going to do some tarot readings using these little Italian playing cards. These are 3 Hunter types I found in the pack. There's one using money, because that's one way to hunt things, isn't it? Just go out and pay your way. One using a completely harsh machete of some description, and one using a less sophisticated bat. So we'll see what this hunter means. And also, because I am actually reading through this book, I'm going to read you another part of this book. What the author said at the beginning. To say I am the author of this deck is contrary to the nature of archetypes. They arise from the chaos of the collective. And since I am the personal filter through which this particular deck came to be, however, it's of utmost importance that I acknowledge those who have paved the archetypal path before me. The following is a short list of the teachers, artists, mystics and mentors who have affected the structure, nature and essence of this deck. Without them it would be less complete and less itself. From the alchemical sphere of depth psychology, here I bow first and most deeply to the work of C.G. Jung, who coined the term archetype, and through both scholarly and creative practices spent a lifetime investigating their power. The audio recordings and books by Robert Bly, James Hillman and Michael Mead became go-to sources of psychoactive material during the making of this deck, along with the poems in their collected anthology, The Rag and Bone Shop of the Heart. Thank you to the generative thinkers, teachers and scholars at Pacifica Graduate Institute, including Susan Rowland, Jennifer Seelig, Nancy Galindo and Mary Wood. And thank you, Robert Johnson, for making these big ideas accessible for all. From the cosmic sphere of the arts. And here I bow to the teachers who influenced my drawings and creative practice. To my first drawing teacher, Jean Parsons, I owe the entire universe, no joke, and to those who influence my work to degrees that cannot be measured, I thank you, Blake, Ensor, Goya, Birchfield, Kusama, Bacon, Bourgeois, Pettibon, Clint and Guston, to name but a few gems in the infinite sea. From the ethereal sphere of the spiritual, here I bow to the lineage of yogis, meditators and seekers. I am blessed to call my teachers and my Sangha. Thank you, Bengali Baba, Swami Rama, Panditji Hajmani, Tiguane, Krishnamacharya Ramdas, Amma, Shari Friedrichsen, Sally Kempton, Rod Stryker, Tracy Stanley and Shanti Perez, Your light and grace are threaded through this deck. And in closing, I thank the colleagues, friends and family who reside in the inner layer of the sphere of influence. Thank you, Meg Thompson, Libby Edelson, Sue Barber, Amelia Bauer, Amy Swift and Jocelyn Rahm. For your ever-discerning eyes, I thank you, Sherry Steinkellner, Tracy Conti, Travis Rice, Daniel Arnold and Christine Lonsdale. Love to the crew of Waheens I met on the Oregon coast, who held me up on party waves during the most challenging and mesmerising year of my life. You know who you are. And to my family, always love. And then there's this picture here, the collective psyche in 2018, creativity, depth psychology, and in the inner circle, friends, family, community, experiences, and in the middle, my hands, my mind, my heart, my eyes, and all brings us to this deck and spirituality as well around the edge. That's lovely, isn't it? What a beautiful way of being able to show people what was involved in the making. Awakening the archetypes. We'll have a little look at that next time. The hunter, the seeker, the pursuer, the predator. It's card number 9. I always associate 9 with Aries, which is also quite sort of warlike. It's got a reputation for warlike and warmongering, hasn't it? The hunter hunts. They are on a precise mission with an aim. To return home empty-handed would be to fail, which is not an option in the hunter's eye. This archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls to its heart or stomach. Tales of bravery and feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The hunter is skillful, quick, decisive and results-oriented. Like the great hunting goddess Artemis, who carries her quiver upon her back, the hunter typically has a weapon of choice. And when this card appears, it is critical that you ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Why am I hunting it? Is the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? Meaning of this card: focused, energised, respectful, seasoned. Study the Greek goddess Artemis. Notice her nuanced relationship to the moon, the earth, and the feminine. The predator honours its prey with a precise and skillful hunt. The hunter deeply reveres the life it aims to take. When you activate the hunter archetype, you are aligning your energy with the great creatures of the world, the lion, the wolf, the tiger, the shark. Do so with care. Okay, so this sounds like a very powerful, dynamic card, doesn't it? It does. And we're going to choose some tarot cards. We'll have some spirit animals, since we've got the horse, and we've also got these horses, and we've just been told by the meaning of the book that this hunter aligns up with the animals that are predators, but they revere their prey. That's an interesting concept, isn't it? You know, it's like being grateful for your food, particularly if you're a meat eater. Dear meat eaters out there, every single little creature that had to die for you to have your dinner or your tea or whatever, to be able to say thanks for that little creature that gave its life up so that you could continue yours. You know, that's half the point of being grateful, isn't it? Well, for a predator, the attitude of gratitude probably doesn't feature in their minds, does it? But what does feature is the respect for the killing kindly. The killing, if you've got to do killing of something or achieving your goals, doesn't necessarily have to involve killing something. And it means doing it with respect. So knowing why you're doing it, knowing what it is that you're aiming for, knowing what the goal is half of it, isn't it? Knowing what the goal is, knowing why you're doing it, and making sure that you're not using a sledgehammer to crack a nut, you know, recognising how powerful you already are as the hunter, and how to learn not to play with your food, you know, not to play with your goals, and have respect for the goal, have respect for the element of life that's allowing you to achieve your goals. Have you ever really tried to achieve a goal and then found that you've had so many obstacles put in your way you just couldn't do it? How many obstacles have to be put up to stop you from achieving your goal? How determined are you to achieve your goals? Are you interested in goals? Are you a goal-orientated person? Because this Hunter card is a goal-orientated card. Now, there's the philosophical beliefs about goals, aren't there? You know, the philosophical belief that if you set your mind to it and you know where you're going and then you work backwards, anyone can achieve the goals. That's one mindset, isn't it? Another mindset about achieving your goals is just to let the universe bring your results to you. It's the law of attraction, isn't it? Put it out there on the wind and watch it materialise. Now, I'm guessing people who are drawn to this Hunter card are not those people, right? Because there's an element of dynamism and making it happen and taking one step at a time in order to create it to happen. But then there's the people that are aware that we don't create roses to grow, do we? I'm looking at the roses on the back of these cards. We don't create these to grow. Yet we can prepare the ground. We can do everything we need to do, or we think we need to do, to make roses grow. But the truth of that is, there's an element of mystery and magic involved in why some flowers bloom, why some flowers last longer than others, and what has it really got to do with the gardener? How much has it got to do with the gardener? Has it got to do with the inherent inner spirit of the rose? You with me? We don't know. That's the answer. We don't know. Well, thanks for joining me with my chat, with my shuffling. And then we're going to open the cards. I'm going to open this one, this mystified one first. This person is not sure what the goal is that they're aiming for. So let's see, shall we? The animal. Oh, the wolf. Perfect. Now, the wolf was mentioned as one of the animals in this meaning of this Hunter. Wolf, pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong and perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Okay, so this is for a person who doesn't, or has to make sure they know what their goal is before they set out and start making any plans and doing any changes, right? 7 of Cups. Know what makes your heart happy and recognise the role that money has to play in your quest for spiritual connection and satisfaction, because that's what the calling is. The calling of the wild, but it's the call of spirit. Your ancestors are calling you to remind you where you're going, and they say this way, this way, this way, over here, and you say, I can't remember why I'm going there, why are we going this way? And they say, trust us, come this way, and you keep going and you keep reevaluating. Look, there's another little goat creature there. That's the goat with horns. That's the elk or stag with horns, which suggests absolute ambition. The King of Pentacles often comes up for somebody who's very ambitious. And having the World card, wow, that is so encouraging, isn't it? If you wanted to know if you were going to be successful, that's the card you'd want to see. And that combined with the Sun, wow, these are all beautiful cards. And the cards to avoid are the things to avoid: the politics and arguing with people who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. Okay, so these are just the downsides to the current situation. As the wolf person likes to travel in packs, the wolf person knows that if you go on your own, you might find a path that no one else has trodden on before, and you might have a unique, interesting experience. But if you travel in a pack, you go further. Make sure that all the members in your pack are pulling the same way. Okay, so if you do get a pack together to go hunting for this goal that you've always wanted to do, and which you have every capability of reaching your goal, make sure that everyone is on the same page, and make sure the people you get involved with are as committed as you and are as determined to make as many sacrifices as you are to achieve your goal. Wow, that's lovely. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to choose this hardest one because this is the question about whether you're using the right tools to achieve your goal or to get your prey. Oh, the fox. Again, another powerful animal card. Fox clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. That's interesting. On your goal, remember there's more to life than just that goal. Are you using the right tools? 8 of Swords. Let's have a look at the whole picture. Knight of Swords. Perfect. Look at this. Another horse and another way of killing your prey. Consciousness. We have a dark feathered bird flying in front of an eye, and you have the 8 of Pentacles. Got a pair of 8s. 8 usually comes up for work. King of Wands. You've got the Queen of Wands, the King and the Queen of Wands. Okay, having a pair of people. Look at this, the 6 of Swords, but it's another pair. It's showing us a pairing. We've got a pair of foxes, we've got a pair of birds, we've got a pair of people who are sitting down on a bench having a communication about the issues. Now these two, the King and Queen of Wands, it's both the wands, it's not swords, it's the wands, and this one's got a lion in the background, a reminder of the strength of the situation. Postponement, which is upside down, so the reverse of the postponed card is just get on with it. Despite all the grief and ag that you feel you're having to suffer, quite possibly unfairly, know that you're not on your own, and with 2 of you, you're likely to need less tools. You don't need a club to bat anything over the head. Okay, you've got the wands. You don't need the sword to reach your goal. You're more than capable of using the skills that you've got, which are peaceful. So you've got these wands, and these wands win over the sword. The wands win. Right? It's time for putting down the swords and opening up the lines of communication about your goal. So although you've got the bat and you've got the power to wield something that's very powerful over another person, the question is, should you? It's not whether or not you can, because you can, it's whether or not you should. And this pack is asking you, this reading is asking you to use your mind and use your intelligent wit and ability to communicate to solve these problems. You don't need to do any threatening, you don't need to do any withdrawal of power or withdrawal of whatever it is, resources that you're offering to people. You don't need to. All you need to do is learn to be able to communicate what you want with the right people, the people who can make the changes, and to not live all inside your mind and think that you've got to solve all your problems yourself, and the only way you can do that is with force of, taking action, not necessarily physical force, but force as in events and behaviours which cause other people to do things, which is a bit manipulative and a bit sort of forceful and domineering. when you've also got the opportunity to have communication about it and to solve it gently and smoothly, and then everyone gets something out of it, and to open negotiations so that everyone is happy. Lovely. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Now, the final one is this person who's using coins as their weapon. Using coins to gain your goal. The Giraffe, the visionary, rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path, stand tall in your self-worth, and love with a big heart. See, having money and having money to play with is a very powerful weapon, and there's really not many things that can't be achieved with money. There are some things that you cannot use just money. Some things need money and love, and I suspect that's what this reading is going to say. Okay, so it's the Death card, the Two of Pentacles. It's juggling money and struggling with the right amount of money, not having enough money to cope with what you need to do. Communication, not just with people on the planet, but with your spirit guides. Seven of Swords. Is this finding more problems than you've got answers to? This is thinking about more obstacles than you've got solutions to. The Four of Pentacles is having a balanced money. Again, we're back to the money. Pentacles. I love it how there's so many pentacles come up for this. Now we've got the Three of Swords, which is self-inflicted pain, which goes nicely with the Seven of Swords. And your whole problem here, dear lovely person that's looking at an impossible situation, is the fact that you've forgotten that you are the creator of both the negative and the positive. Okay, so you are capable of creating a negative belief around money. You've created a negative thought patterns that tell you you haven't got enough money, you can't do this because you need money, and you've forgotten that there are spirit around you and information that can flow to you, new ideas, new opportunities, new inspiration, things that don't involve the money, things that got nothing to do with the money. And if you can switch off this pain that you're causing yourself by just permanently focusing on things aren't working, there's too many obstacles to overcome, I can't do this, right? All the negative statements that you're telling yourself about how you can't complete this goal, you can't make it because you haven't got the money, right? That's the issue here. I'm here to tell you that if you can let go of this idea and these thoughts, your financial situation will start to improve. You'll go from a Two of Pentacles to a Four of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is not having enough money and really juggling to balance the books. Four of Pentacles is having a nice balanced income outcome, a flow of money through your situation, which will help you to feel better, which will help you to see the situation more clearly. Okay, and this card is asking you to rise above it, because I feel like you're really in this quagmire of thinking and feeling, and it's holding you down there. So the only thing keeping you down there is your thinking. It's a real situation. I'm not saying you're imagining it and it's not real. I'm saying that by using your mind, which you've been given to create things with, and your heart, which you seem to have forgotten is involved in this situation, and that is often the case with people who value money, people who realise that money is very powerful. They forget that money isn't the only power. Feelings, love, spirituality, linking with spirit to bring harmony into your world, because no matter how much money you have or haven't got, you're able to feel better about it, right? You're able to reach for what's good in the world, what's good in life, no matter how much money you have or haven't got. Having money doesn't necessarily make you happy if you haven't done the inner work. If you've just trotted through life and you've had the goal of making money without recognising that there's an inner world which you need to improve on and work on as you go, all that will happen is you'll get to a point where you've got money but you're still the same miserable person. Okay, so dear lovely person, what I'm asking you to do is feel good despite the money situation. Okay, try and separate how you feel from your financial situation, because that's possible to do. Also, try and improve what you're thinking about money. So it doesn't matter how few coins you've got, you can bless them. Be grateful for them. Be grateful for the air that you're breathing. Be grateful for the fact that your skin grows on its own and you don't have to pay for it. You know, it's back down to basics. Be grateful for the water that you've got. Be grateful for all the things that you have got. And then the things that you have got get bigger. Same way that if you just focus on the black hole of not having enough money, that will get bigger as well. Good luck. This is a person knocking on the door with news of opportunity and luck about money. So if you can keep your head up above water and you can keep your head up over the financial situation that you're in, you will have opportunities come to you. And the other way of looking at this coin situation with the hunter, throwing money at a problem isn't always the answer. Sometimes you have to look on the inside to heal things that are on the inside that aren't working, because you throw money at it, it's not going to change anything around the situation because you're all still doing the same things. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.